Welcome to the finals of the North American Flash Tournament for Total War Age of Charlemagne. Right now, this is going to be the tiebreaker match between Deve and Wolf Houseplant. Deve is playing as the Kingdom of Charlemagne, and we have Houseplant playing as the Danes. Now, what a matchup. Let's go over Deve's army first. Deve has on his left flank 3 Frankish cavalry, 2 levy skirmishers, an armored swordsman, and 2 archers. In the center, we have 3 mounted archers, a mounted swordsman, and a guardsman as general. On his right flank, we have skirmishers, these javelin men over here. We have 2 archers, armored swordsmen, Frankish cavalry, and 2 Schola cavalry. For Houseplant, who's playing as the Danes, we have on his left flank 2 spearmen, 2 big axes, Viking hunters, 4 armored archers, 4 herdmen, a warlord companion general, berserkers, levy freemen. On his right flank, the same thing, 2 spearmen and 2 big axes. So, I think this is really good for Deve right now. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, but you can see that Deve has basically split up his army in 3 contingents. He has a center, a left flank, and a right flank that are operating separately, like they're not really connected. And all that Deve has to do, he has to take care of the armored archers, and he has a lot of archers, while he can harass the front or the axis with the skirmishers. And once he gets rid of the archers, he can focus on the big axes, the swords, the spears, the general, berserkers, whatever unit he wants. It is now Houseplant's job to make sure that Deve wastes as many shots as possible on these armored archers. If Deve runs out of ammo, it's gonna be a really hard game for him. That's why it's very important to make sure that Deve is not shooting at his infantry, his axes, his spears, but that he is shooting at these armored archers and that they really stay alive for a very long time, baiting in a lot of shots. Now we can see that Houseplant is moving forward. He's probably trying to push Deve a little bit back, and now he is not moving forward anymore. I think Houseplant is going to take a stand and just let the archers shoot, as he knows that Deve will just kite him for days. You have these skirmishers running up into the side of these armored archers, and wow. That is very painful. Oof. This is not good. If you're gonna throw away your armored archers like that, it's not gonna be a very good game for the Danes. We see that Houseplant is moving forward, he's spreading out his units, he is not going into shield wall. Ooh, these sword herdmen are dying really quickly as well. We've got these levy skirmishers coming in the back of the sword herdmen. And we have this unit of armored archers firing into the guardsman, the general of Deve. So right now, not much going on apart from skirmishing. Deve is flanking Houseplant on both flanks with 2 cavalry units. And we see that this levy skirmisher is not gonna get caught, but these sword herdmen, they really they really lost a lot of men to this levy javelin man. The levy freemen activated an ability that makes them run faster, but they still did not, they still didn't catch the levy skirmishers. Their speed is 35, and the speed of the skirmishers is 40. This is not looking good for Houseplant at all. He's losing all his sword herdmen, though. The thing is, he can afford to lose these as long as he has his 4 big axes alive. The 4 big axes and these 4 spear units are really the only units you really need to protect and his general, of course, and all the rest is a meat shield, basically. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. Ooh, so we can see that houseplant is pushing his center back, exposing his back, and it's gonna cause a lot of casualties. We see the big axis here engaging with these armored swordsmen. They're in shield wall, so but that doesn't matter. The big axis will wreck them in shield wall anyway. Ooh, that is brutal. So Houseplant committed to this fight. Deve is gonna counter to that by running, by charging in with Frankish cavalry into this block. We see over here that the archers and the skirmishers are actually routing for Deve. That is not good at all. But we have the big axis exposed to cavalry, and this is a big deal, because the big axes are a big deal. Another unit of big axes charging in, another unit of spearmen running forward. I think the spearmen should really get into this engagement because there is cavalry over here. And of course the Frankish cavalry in the back expose a real threat, so it's actually smart of Houseplant to not commit his spearmen into this fight, as he has nothing left to protect the back of all these skirmisher units. You have the skirmishers attempting to go in melee with the Viking hunters, which is a really good idea, and that's why it's a good idea from Houseplant as well to fall back with them, and he's probably gonna charge him with big axes. The cavalry routed, but it's probably gonna come back since it's 24 left in the unit and the morale is already back to 12. Man, if... Oh, I see. Houseplant is firing at his cavalry in the back. Though I think it would be more beneficial if you fire with Whistling Arrow in combination with fire arrows into these archers that might just rout them because of the morale. And oh my god, this is a misclick. I think this is a really bad misclick from Houseplant. He's exposing one of his big axes and it's gonna get charged by the Frankish cavalry. This is gonna be very painful. Oof. Yeah, that's one more big axe of the field, and now Houseplant only has one big axe left, really. We can see that Deve is slowly but surely running out of ammo. He still has 3 viable archers left, but his cavalry is in a very good condition. And that is still a threat. If Deve can still cycle charge with his cavalry and get some back charges in, that is going to be really devastating. We see that the ability to run faster, I forgot the name about that ability, is cast again, try and catch this cavalry, but that's not going to work. And these Levy skirmishers are really putting in their weight in the fight. 33 kills already. Big axes are off the field. The archers are basically out of ammo on Deve's left flank and Deve's center. Though on Deve's right flank there are still 2 archers that have a good amount of ammo left. I think they really should be focused on with morale penalties and such. Right here, Deve is cleaning up Houseplant's right flank. And I don't know, man, I can't really say who is in the advantage right now. You could say the Kingdom of Charlemagne is in the advantage, but once their archers run out of ammo, and Houseplant still has these spearmen and still has some ammo on his archers and still has his archers to use as a meat shield, it could kill the cavalry. So we see that Houseplant is kind of starting to box up in the center. He's protecting his big axe unit, and well, his general, if Deve focuses the general, that might be a pretty big deal, but for now he's just gonna focus the big axe because that is the biggest threat. If he kills the big axe, then I think the game is definitely lost for Houseplant. There's still some ammo left on the armored horse archers. He's using fire arrows, probably gonna use whistling arrows as well on these archers, trying to stack up the morale penalties and rout the unit. They're firing in the back of these big axes, killing a lot of men.
The men are running, cowards!
All the archers are basically out of ammo now, so Deve is gonna get into position to charge houseplant. Houseplant is also getting ready for the charge, and oh wow, those last volleys from the archers do really count as they bring down this big axe unit under 100 men. Charging with fire arrows into the Frankish cavalry, very good call, weakening them down quite a bit. Levy skirmishers sneaking around the backs of these medium spearmen, but getting caught in the process. The big axes still getting fired upon by the last volleys of these archers.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful
And now
display.
we're just waiting basically for Deve to charge in. Deve charges in with his infantry into these sword herdmen who are in shield wall.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Now he's gonna go in with cavalry. Cavalry charging into the shield wall. It's not gonna be very effective. Same over here, cavalry charging into shield wall. Not really knocking down a lot. Now over here we have archers charging into the spearmen. And now the general, the warlord companion, is gonna get charged. It is in shield wall, so it is gonna withstand the charge. And it's gonna start fighting every one of these units. The big axe is charging into the armored swordsman, killing a lot of these guys. But I think Deve has this. He still has 2 full cavalry units left that he's not really using. And all the units of houseplant are starting to get bad morale, so I think Deve is gonna win the first North American Flash tournament for Age of Charlemagne.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Cavalry charging into the sword herdmen, that will be the end of it. We have the big axes charging into the Frankish cavalry. The Frankish cavalry actually dying to it really fast. But the general is fighting 2 cavalry units at the same time, is gonna get charged again by a 3rd cavalry unit. This is really gonna hurt. And now we have the guardsmen, a really strong cavalry unit, is gonna charge the big axes. Big axes, they are done. General got caught between the spearmen and the big axes. But I think it's over. I think when the general dies, that houseplant is going to rout.
And running for their lives.
The guardsmen charging into the spearmen,
Our men are breaking off.
doing a lot of damage. Cavalry coming back, and actually, houseplant might just pull this back. Who knows?
The men are running. Stand and fight. Damn
We have
it.
the enemy warlord companion routing. We have a charge into the big axes, into the sword herdmen. We have the spearmen running into the fight. We have the javelinmen fighting the spears in the back.
Men are broken and are fleeing.
The guardsman is gonna charge into the spearmen and into the sword herdmen in the back,
A lethal blow.
and the general died. The warlord companion died. That is just gonna be the end of it. What a game.
Our men are rallying. They're
Deve
not
wins the first North American Flash tournament over houseplant. Who definitely gave him a run for for this achievement. Well, so this was it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later.